Billy here with Barmer's Family Adventures. If you're planning on hiking to the top of Angel's Landing in Zion National Park any day of the year, you will need a permit to do so. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to get to the lottery for a permit and explain some of the logistics of applying and being accepted for a permit. If you're on Zion's homepage here, nps.gov/Zion, you can hover over Plan Your Visit, hover over Basic Information, hover over Permits and Reservations, and click on the Angel's Landing Hiking Permits. Then you can click here. This is going to ultimately take you to recreation.gov. If you don't have a recreation.gov account, you will need one in order to secure a application for a permit. The other way is from the recreation.gov homepage. You can click in the search Zion, click Zion National Park, scroll down to activities and experiences, and it will show you the various seasons of the year that you would be applying for the lottery for a permit. Right now, until January 20th, the lottery is open for spring months, March 1st to May 31st, 2025. If you're looking at hiking this summer, the lottery for the June 1st to August 31st hiking dates opens April 1st, 2025 and closes April 20th, 2025. According to the National Park website, it doesn't matter when in that window you apply. All applications are treated equally as it is a lottery system. So the page you would come to if you are trying to reserve a day before permit. So that's one option. You can either go for some specific days or date range within a season, or you can go for the day before the date that you want to hike. Right now I won't be able to reserve one because it's outside of the hours of 12:01 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mountain Time, which is when you would come here the day before you want to hike to put in an application there. Those are awarded 1 hour after the close of that at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. All this information is on the NPS website, and some of it also below each of these permit pages. According to NPS, 50% of the allocated permits are awarded through the lottery system, the seasonal lottery system, and 50% of the allocated permits are awarded for the day before the hike lottery. Okay, so let's fill out a lottery application for a hypothetical trip in the spring during the current season that's open for applications until January 20th, 2025. So once you are logged into recreation.gov, which I already am, it will bring you to the landing page. You will click on Register for Lottery. Your information will be here. I'm going to scroll down to the application specifics. Here you'll start to see your lottery preferences, and this is where you will enter information. You can apply for up to 7 choices. Those can be time slots for specific dates, or those can be time slots for date ranges, and I'll show you the difference here. So let's say I'm planning a trip. I'm going to be in Las Vegas for several days. It's about a 3-hour drive to Zion. So I have some flexibility. Any one of those days I could make it over to Zion for a chance to hike Angel's Landing while I'm in the area. So I'm going to start by entering the time slot. You have 3 options: before 9 a.m. and this start time is from the Grotto Trailhead at stop 5 on the shuttle bus. So if you're starting before 9 a.m., the expectation is that you are at Grotto by 9 a.m., which means you need to get on the shuttle bus probably at least an hour earlier than that, which means you probably need to get in line at least an hour earlier than that. So this would mean likely a start at the visitor center at 7 a.m. or earlier. The other options are starting between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. and starting after 12 p.m. I'm going to go with my first preference here as starting after 12 p.m. So I'm not trying to beat the rush of the morning shuttle buses. This is when I personally recommend it. I hiked to Angel's Landing starting at about 6 in the afternoon and had very little crowd on the day that I did this, July 3rd, several summers ago. So I'm going to select start after 12 p.m. and then I'm going to open this up and look for a specific date. Again, in this hypothetical trip, let's say that I am going to be in Las Vegas from May 12th to the 16th. I could either select this entire date range or I could pick specific dates. For this scenario, I'll say that the 15th would be my absolute best day to hike. So I'll select the 15th as a single date. It's going to be me and a couple of friends, so I increase the group size, and there's one entry. Now, I could, if that date is going to be the best option, I can submit for that same date with a different time range. Next best option might be middle of the day. I go back, I select the same date, May 15th, same group size. And then third best option on that specific date then would be getting up and getting there extra early, May 15th, group size of 4. Now let's say we have some flexibility that week. We could get over there a different day. If we are awarded one, we want to give ourselves the best chance of getting a permit we possibly can. So I'm going to add a date range. I select date range instead of single date. Now I'm going to, you have to still pick, so you could essentially select 3 different options for each date range, which is why they give you 7 chances in your lottery preferences. So I'm going to go with afternoons, any afternoons. If we were in Vegas and needed to drive over, that'll give us some time. And then I'm going to select the rest of the week. I already selected the 15th, so let's just say the 12th through the 14th. This is going to give me a time slot for 3 other days in the lottery process. And because I have more choices to go, I will go ahead and just select a different time slot for that same date range. Now, just so you know, if you were local or had uber flexibility, you can select a massive date range. I could select the entire month of May and a time slot and submit that, and then just go with whatever they give you. But most people, they don't have that flexibility, or they don't travel like that, so your date range will probably be something shorter when you're in the area. So I'll go ahead and do middle of the day for that date range and first thing in the morning for that same date range. Now I've given myself all the possible options that I can make it on this specific trip to try to get awarded a permit in the lottery system. Once you have all of your choices selected and specified with all your group sizes the same, you'll have to read this information. Click yes, I agree to this information. It'll pop you back up to the top to review your choices. And then you'll select proceed to cart here on the right side. Now I see the permit holder, I see all the options that I selected, date ranges, specific dates. You'll proceed to payment. It'll cost you $6 to submit a lottery application, no matter how many selections you choose out of the 7 possible. If you get awarded, then you'll pay an extra $3 per person that are listed on the permit. If you appreciated this video and this type of content, I'd love it if you like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel. That really helps get this kind of information out to people like you, and we greatly appreciate it.